I figured it was about time for me to give you guys a tour of my very questionable purchase, my 1970 Ford F100. You know, honestly, I feel like any project car is a questionable purchase because it's essentially a big arts and crafts project. If you saw the video where I got this truck, then you would know that this has been one of my dream cars for a while now. And the whole reason I first discovered Ford F100s actually is, I'm pretty sure it was Pinterest. I saw a picture of, I think it was a yellow one, and from that moment on I was like, I need that, specifically in baby blue. This one's not baby blue, but that's okay. It's a short bed. I spent a couple of months on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, everywhere looking for a short bed body, because if you know, short beds, the market for them is insane. You're looking upwards of $10,000 if you want an F100 short bed. With that being said, I knew I wasn't getting a complete truck, and so I found this. I'm pretty sure it was listed for $2,000, and I went and looked at it, and it did have some rust. Wasn't the best condition, so I offered the guy $1,500, and he said he would take it, which made my day because it does need a lot of work. But I'm really excited because if you know me, I love working with my hands, and I love like the before and after effect of things. And like with my love of cars, more of just a love of working with my hands. Like if you want to know a few things about me, I used to be a hairstylist, and I loved like working with my hands and the before and after of it. I loved, I renovated basically my entire house by myself, and again, it's just like working with my hands, the before and after effect. So it's the same thing with cars, working with my hands before and after. So this is my Ford F100. So I guess we can start with the engine bay. Or lack thereof. The fact that there are no hood latches currently on it is also a little bit of a doozy. This is quite a rusty hood we've got going on here though. It's quite heavy too. But if you look in here, the subframe and everything actually looks really, really good, which is nice to see. You know what? I just noticed we've got an alternator. As you can see here, we've got a grade A example of a really well-preserved paint job. You see when it starts flaking like this, you know that they've done a really good job at making sure it's stayed out of the sun, and yeah, you can just tell this thing has been garage kept. But yeah, as much as I am joking about the paint job right now, it's actually pretty good that there's no rust on. Let me bring you over here. I did tear out the interior, we'll get to that in a moment. But something really good to notice. Oh my god, there's a bunch of spiders. This is what I get for leaving it parked here. As I was saying, if you look on the corner there, there's no rust, which is a really good sign. There's some on that side. Oh my gosh, no. Is that more fiberglass? It's covered in fiberglass, like fiberglass on everything. And the fiberglass has been causing the rust because what's happening is water is getting underneath the fiberglass and it's rusting. Why are you spiders in my truck? Get out. Scram. As I'm filming this, I'm starting to discover more and more rust all over this thing than I originally knew was here. There's a good amount of rust right here underneath, and I'm starting to notice anywhere that it looks like there is body work done. There is body work, and it was done to cover the rust. It seems like instead of actually fixing the rust, it started to rust, and then whoever did this body work just slapped fiberglass or Bondo on top of it, one or the other, without actually fixing the rust. So it seems like it has continued growing underneath, which is a problem. And I'm also noticing that I definitely need to get this thing into the shop as soon as possible because it's being taken over by bugs. Here we have a very unique, never before seen instance of rust with, this seems to be Bondo on top of it. Love it. Oh, and if we pay very close attention, there's Bondo all under here. And it seems like here again we have another case of the Bondo cover-up. It seems like this entire strip might just be Bondo. So I still think it was a good purchase. I'm still going to figure this out. Now I'm going to show you what I think, and I'm hoping, is the worst of the worst. My floor has weight reduction added to it, so I didn't discover this weight reduction until I started peeling off the fiberglass that was covering the floor. And I'm gonna have to learn how to fix rust, which I have never done and I don't know how. I did a little bit on my van, but not to this extent. Nowhere near to this extent. So this will be fun and interesting. But yeah, the reason for this weight reduction hole here is apparently the windshield is leaking. So I'm gonna need to get that fixed and I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna have to ask somebody else to do it because I think the windshield needs to come out and the seals around it need to be replaced. Listen, as rough as things might be getting, I do have a window that works. See that? I've got a cool dash. It's in not too bad of shape. The gauge cluster does look like somebody tried to paint it or something at one point. Just give it some time, and this thing is gonna be nifty. I just can feel it. Is that more rust? Okay, thank God. So yeah, on the inside we've got the steering wheel. It was originally a 3-speed on the column, 3 on the tree situation. So there's a clutch pedal, brakes, and gas. And then I think it's cool, the little key is right here. Cargo. There's like a cargo nozzle. I don't know what that means. If you know what that means, let me know. It doesn't have a radio, obviously. I didn't think in the 70s it would have. Yeah, there's no AC. There's only heat. Got the gas tank, obviously. Important to have that. Why is this a weird color? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm being a little bit silly and pessimistic right now. I'm actually very excited to start working on this truck, and I do have plans for it. I want it to be able to be, I guess not a daily driver, but something I can just pick up and drive whenever I want to and use. And what just went into my eye? And you know, the bed of the truck is in pretty decent shape. If it wasn't for all of this fiberglass, like the actual bed part doesn't have rust in it. Usually the beds of these trucks look like somebody has just shot through it a million times. But the problem with this one isn't so much the rust as it is all of this Bondo, fiberglass Bondo everywhere. So if you know how to get through fiberglass, because I'm gonna have to remove a lot of it, please let me know. You know, I will say we've got 4 pretty good looking wheels along with the hubcaps for them. Don't look at the tires, but the wheels, not too bad. The front grille is in also pretty nice shape, as well as the bumpers here. Okay, I don't know how well you're gonna really be able to see the undercarriage here. I'm really trying to get, ooh, that suspension is looking a little crusty. But yeah, so this is the bottom of the bed. As you can see, looks pretty good. And then here is the bottom of the truck. And you can see the frame itself looks really, really good. Oh, this is where the weight reduction took place. But yeah, everything else under here is looking pretty solid. The truck also came with a ton of spare parts. I showed them in the video where I got the truck. Like the tailgate is here, which is nice. Oh, and then the seat is there, but that's not the original seat. That's like a seat out of a Chevy Malibu or something, I think he told me. So I am going to replace that with an actual F100 seat. I kind of want to get a really nice seat for it, because that's where I'm going to be sitting, you know? I was told that it originally had a 390 engine in it with a 3-speed transmission, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to be putting back into it, because I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough to know how to change the wiring and stuff like that within the car. I guess, you know, I guess there's no computer for these, so it might not be that hard to throw something else in there, but as of right now, I'm thinking I'm going to stick with the 390. When it finally gets an engine, this entire body needs to be completely fixed, redone, painted, and everything before it gets an engine. After getting a little bit more into it, I still don't know if this is a great idea, but I know I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it, and I know I'm a little bit scared to learn about all this bodywork stuff. So if you have any tips, or if you know anybody who has good videos on how to do bodywork, please send them my way. I want to obviously fix it up. I want to paint it, get an engine in it, and just be able to drive it around for fun. I'm not doing anything crazy with this truck, just a light little restoration moment, and just get it back on the road and enjoy it. I don't know why I said light restoration, as if anything about that bodywork is going to be light.